you're a content creator here on YouTube, you may have wondered how long it might take you to get to 100,000 subscribers. I know it was one of the questions I had in my mind when I first started YouTube, and I really wanted to find out how long it was taking people to actually reach that milestone. But first, to preface this entire video, I have to mention that I actually found out there is no set time limit with this, and it is completely different for every person on YouTube. For some lucky people, it will be an incredibly short amount of time that it will take them to get to 100K, and then for others, it could be years or even decades. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about in depth how long it took me to get to 100,000 subscribers on my photography channel. And for those of you who don't know, I actually have 3 YouTube channels. I have this one here, which is all about business, content creation, and freelancing. I have my photography channel at Kaylee June, which was my original and main channel. And then I also have a travel vlogging channel called Wonderwalkers with my partner Dan. And for those of you who are brand new to this channel, hi, my name is Kaylee and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer based near Sydney, Australia. But as I mentioned, I'm also a content creator, and I started this channel a few years ago to talk about all things social media, freelancing, business, and content creation. And as I've already said, we are going to be looking at how long it took me to get to 100,000 subscribers on my photography channel. And I'm going to be going through in depth some of the hurdles that I actually faced along this journey and what I actually had to do to keep myself going with content creation on YouTube during this time. So I'm actually going to be doing a bit of an analytics deep dive with this, and we will be going into the exact dates of when I first started getting subscribers to the final date where I actually reached 100,000. And I think it might surprise some of you the actual time frame of what it took to get from 0 to 100K. I do think that there is this expectation with a lot of younger creators that they are going to hit 100,000 subscribers a lot sooner than they might actually think. And I think it's good to have that kind of positivity and have a positive outlook with this kind of thing too. But I also think it's really important to, again, preface this video and say everything on YouTube is not just about subscribers, and it's not just about that number of getting to 100K or 200K or 500K or 1 million. It shouldn't necessarily be the thing that you're always aiming for on YouTube. Although having a great community of subscribers is a wonderful thing, I think it's more important to focus on the subscribers that you do have instead of always gaining new ones. Also, be focusing on your content and what you want it to be. I think that's a really, really important factor. And getting to 100,000 subscribers shouldn't necessarily be the pinnacle of your YouTube career or what you're constantly aiming towards. Because I can honestly say that at 100,000 subscribers, I think things were going better for my channel back when I had maybe 60,000 or 50,000 subscribers. So I definitely don't think that getting to 100,000 subscribers on your own channel is necessarily going to solve all your problems. So now that we have that out of the way, I just want to make that really clear, because I think, again, a lot of people are under the impression that getting to 100,000 followers will mean amazing brand deals, it'll mean amazing income from YouTube, it'll mean you'll be able to quit your job. And let me just say, there are so many things along with this at 100,000 subscribers now that I just have to disagree with. Not everyone at 100,000 subscribers will be able to quit their job, and not everyone at 100,000 subscribers will be getting amazing brand deals. Let me just say that. But without further rambling, I am going to get straight into my analytics on YouTube now, and we're going to look at the specifics of when I first started gaining subscribers to when I actually reached 100,000. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so we're here in my YouTube analytics now for Kaylee June Photography, which is my photography YouTube channel, and we're going to be looking at how long it took me to get to 100,000 subscribers. Now, I started this YouTube channel back in 2014, so it's nearly been about 10 years since I started, and I believe my first video was actually posted in August of 2014, so yeah, it has been 10 years since I started now, which is crazy. I can't even believe it has been that long. I can't actually believe I've been on YouTube for that long and stuck with it, because that has been a long 10 years. But looking back to 2014, the first subscriber that I ever gained was on August 3rd, 2014. And as I said, I gained my first subscriber on this day. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion that my first subscriber might have actually been Jessica Basey, who is one of my really great friends. And she had also started her YouTube channel maybe about a year beforehand. And I remember we'd been discussing about how I should start a YouTube channel because I had been thinking about it for a long time and I just didn't know where to start. So she actually really pushed me to get on YouTube in the end, and I actually feel like the first subscriber might have actually been her. It either would have been Jess or Dan, my husband, who was actually my boyfriend at the time. So it was either one of those two. And after that, the next subscriber that I actually gained was on the 11th of August, and I believe that's when I posted my first video to YouTube. So that's technically to this date been over 10 years since I got my first subscriber. But if we actually go ahead and look all the way down here, I can actually tell you the exact date when I actually reached 100,000 subscribers, and that was on April 29th of 2024, so this year. So essentially it took me about 9.5 years to get to 100,000 subscribers. And as you can see, there's not too many times where I had videos blow up and I had thousands and thousands of subscribers coming to my channel. So for me, it was a very long process to get to 100,000 subscribers. And I think this is what a lot of young creators don't actually realize when they start YouTube, is that you could very much be in it for the long haul. And it's really good to have that kind of outlook. If things like that happen sooner, then that's great and it's a bonus, but you really have to be dedicated to the point of knowing that for maybe 10 years, you're not going to be anywhere near 100,000 subscribers or longer. Unfortunately for me, it was a little bit slower than maybe even most creators, because I think of the nature of the content that I was doing mainly tutorial-based content, and I also had my own freelance business where I was doing that as my primary kind of venture. So YouTube did take a back seat during some years where I may have had like a full-time position going on, or I might have had part-time jobs, or I might have had my freelance business. I started freelancing full-time maybe around, it was about 2018. So that's just over 6 years ago now that I have been freelancing in my own business full-time. So actually when I got into doing that a little bit more, I had more time for YouTube. So I found things grew a little bit more quicker. I was able to put out more content. But before then, I had a full-time job. During a couple of those years, I had part-time jobs. I was doing a little bit of everything and anything just to try and get into the fields that I wanted to work in. And it was a really busy time. And unfortunately, I also didn't have a lot of money to invest into my own business. So I just found it really hard to even, get a new setup going on and create high quality content. I just really struggled with that during this period, kind of before I went into freelancing full-time, or I had my full-time jobs where I could fund things a bit better. But then the worst thing about going into the full-time jobs was then I didn't have a lot of time to create the YouTube content. So unfortunately, there was so many ups and downs, but I'm sure that this is the same for so many content creators out there. And I know people who have reached 100,000 subscribers in a year. I know other people like me that have taken, nearly 10 years to get to that point or longer. So I don't think there's any right or wrong way about this. I think, if I started this YouTube channel again, there's definitely things I would do differently. And one of those things would be to not focus on YouTube search as much as I did, because I felt that my videos weren't necessarily being recommended by YouTube enough to really gain a lot of traction. And I think I just do my content a little bit differently overall. But you can kind of see here on some of these days, like there's these spikes here. So if we go to this one, which was the biggest spike, and that was in 2020. Let's go to first of the 1st, 2020 till the 31st of the 12th. So let's do that and let's look at this spike. So 321 subscribers was basically the most I ever got in a day on my YouTube channel, which is pretty crazy when you think of the 100,000 subscribers I've gained over the last 9.5 years, and only 321 of them came from one singular spike. So one video that probably did quite well at the time, and I managed to get about 300 off of that, which is crazy. The rest of it is so, you can see here, it's very at one level in what I was kind of gaining each day, around anywhere from 30 to 50 subscribers a day was pretty much the norm. So I guess like going back again to the lifetime here, you can see that, there was a couple of other spikes. I never really had one of those viral videos. I had a couple of videos that did well over time, and that's why everything seems to be so spread out with gaining subscribers, because that's just the nature of how my videos tended to do well. I didn't usually have too many that were picked up by YouTube immediately on browse features, and it just kind of blew up overnight. I really didn't have any videos like that. But yeah, this is basically how long it took me to get to 100,000 subscribers. It was a very long haul, and I think the frustrating thing now, being nearly 10 years down the track, is that a lot of the subscribers that had subscribed, 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, likely most of them are no longer watching, which is kind of sad. So I think, even though 100,000 is a great number and it is still an achievement, I do think that there's a lot of people that are no longer watching because tastes change. They've likely moved on from photography or potentially onto different things, and they may just not see any interest in my channel anymore because it's been such a long time. But this is really the nature of YouTube. I feel like I think it's always good to evolve your channel or to evolve into doing different things if you can as a content creator, because there's always that chance that people will move on, and it likely will happen at some stage. So it is good to kind of be on your toes with that sort of stuff. If I've learned anything over the last past 9.5 years of getting to 100,000 subscribers, I would say that there's certain things I would not focus on as much. I mentioned before, search is not something I would focus on as much these days. I would do it for some videos and be very SEO kind of minded, but I wouldn't be doing it for every single one of my videos. I would be paying more attention to my thumbnails and my titles, because that is really where people are clicking on your videos, and that's the whole thing, is to try and get people clicking on your videos in the first place. And the thing is too, is the more videos that you're able to get onto browse features, the more subscribers you are likely to gain from that. Because I was even speaking about this with my partner recently, where we spoke about the fact that we don't really usually subscribe to people after the first video. We'll usually do it after watching maybe 5 or 6 of their videos pop up on our feeds regularly. So I think a lot of people are like that, where they don't subscribe immediately. And the more you're getting your videos onto browse features and getting it onto their homepage, especially if they've already watched a video of yours, the more likely they probably will be to subscribe. So that is something that I would definitely do differently. And what I'm trying to do differently with this channel is making sure that I'm trying to get my videos more so onto browse features, not always just considering solely SEO and search. Well, I hope this video was interesting for you, and hopefully you're not feeling too depressed after watching this, in knowing that it took me 9.5 years to get to 100,000 subscribers. But like I have mentioned previously on this channel, I've had great opportunities given to me at like 50,000 subscribers or less. So I really wouldn't be too concerned about the number at all and getting to that 100K milestone. There are so many things that you'll be able to reach for and to get opportunities for before that time frame. Focus on that and don't worry too much about hitting that 100K. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, make sure you do, because I'll be posting a lot more videos in future. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell if you do want to see any updates from my channel, and let me know down in the comments section below if you've reached 100,000 subscribers and how long it took you to get to that point, or if you have any current goals with your YouTube channel that you really want to reach. Let me know down in the comments section, because I would love to hear from you. Also, let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to see specifically on my channel, because I'm always open to requests. But thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.